Hello, welcome back to Taylor's Tech Repair. Thanks for joining in. Now, if you've noticed, I'm wearing the same shirt as last week. That's because I'm just filming back-to-back videos today in the garage. I'll probably film at least this one and maybe one more until I have to leave for an event. Um, so, what are we doing today? What is this video getting into? Well, we're getting into 2 HPs today, and I just did a count. We have 11, 11, 11 more laptops to look at to see what's wrong with them. After that, if I have parts for them, I'm going to start fixing the parts on it. If I don't, I'll start ordering parts slowly over time and then start repairing the ones. Um, After we're done with all the laptops, whether we're waiting on, if we're waiting on parts, we have some phones, we have some tablets we can look into. I think I even have not an SD, a DS to look at. And I have two desktops to look at as well. So that's kind of the plan. After we get through all of our inventory and I have nothing left to fix, which might still be a while, then it's going to be on a case by case basis. If I have something to show you guys, I'll record it, show it to you. If I have nothing laying around the shop to fix, there just won't be a video that week. Unfortunately, that's just gonna how it's gonna be. So let's get into it. As we are saying, I have this HP. It's going to be on the USB charger. That's what it's sitting on right now. And we're going to open it up. So let's go ahead, try turning it on. We do get signs of life. Keyboard lights up. But that same sound that we got previously. So let's go ahead and disconnect it from power. Turn it completely off. Still not completely off. I'll give it a few more seconds. There it goes. Let's go ahead and open her up. Now I can feel that all these are already loose. You get grounded, open her up, see what's going on. Hopefully all these are loose enough to be able to get in here already. It looks like that is going to be not the case actually. Should pry up and I can feel some tension left from some of these screws. They all feel loose with the screwdriver. Let me try getting in there again. There we go. So we got that cover off. Missing not hard drive, sorry. Missing RAM. Configuration I have works. Except like I've been saying, that one's saved for something else. And then this one is really weird. I've never seen a configuration like this on the laptop. Your SSD would go from here up into here. So it covers your CMOS battery. Usually most of them are over on top of the motherboard. This one doesn't have, it has motherboard on half of it, but on the bottom half. So that really throws me off when I see that. It's not a configuration. I've seen it now, I think in another laptop, maybe in two of them. It's not really configuration I like. I don't know why. It really doesn't matter. It's screwed down, should be fine. It's just not something I like inside of them for some reason. It just the way it looks, just it's not how I would do it. But once you are working on the laptop, you're really not going to see it. So it really doesn't matter what it looks like inside. So I'm going to write on here, this one needs an SSD and a RAM stick. And we're going to sit you aside with the rest of the laptops. Alright, so that's on the need parts bin. Let me update how many SSDs. If you want to know, actually, we need 6 SSDs and 5 RAM sticks. Need 1 hard drive and actually 1 battery. Now, um, we might end up needing more batteries later. For some of these, I don't know, since we're not booting them up fully. And hopefully they all have good batteries, so we don't have to make get a bunch of batteries. So let's go ahead and plug this one into power. Turn this one on. This one, I believe I can charge with SSD on this, but I'm sorry, with USB-C, but maybe not. Um, let me plug it in another way. Let me see if I have. Um, I'll just grab the universal charger super quickly. Try turning this on. And actually, we get no signs of life that way either. We'll plug that back in to my laptop here. Let that charge. Bottom is unscrewed. Let's go ahead and open it up. Okay. Missing hard drive or SSD, missing RAM. I need to see if this configuration is the exact same one I would already use for that. So, we need another RAM stick, which actually makes us even on how many RAMs we need with between SSDs and RAMs, and then we're going to put a hard drive in here. Now I didn't let this sit on the charger very long, only a few seconds. Maybe it was dead. Only reason I'm not letting it sit on the charger super long is because I'm charging laptop I'm shooting videos on right now, actually. So let's put the cover on here. Write what we need on it. And normally we only get uh, 2 laptops at a time. We're gonna make a super video. We're giving you 4 today. Special treat. Needs hard drive and RAM. All right. To the side, my needs part shelf is getting rather full, actually. It almost can't fit any more on it. So let's grab another HP. This one can charge with USB-C, thankfully. And this is, at least I think it can. Maybe not. Maybe. Okay. So this looks like a very nice HP. Actually, I really like how this one looks, how it feels. Missing the 9 key, which I noticed right away when I opened it. Now I could get a 9 key for it. Since my universal charger is being used by something else actually right now, Let me grab this Dell that I see that, and we'll get through that first, maybe, and then maybe I can use universal charger some. Let's go ahead and open it up. It also has a key. Wasn't missing, just loose. Let me try turning it on. And so far we have no signs of life. I want to take a look at that key a little bit later. Still nothing. Um, in fact, it does only take USB-C, and neither one is giving it signs of life, neither port. And I can't even get that key to stay in. Now it does have a thing on it. It says SSD, RAM, Wi-Fi card has been pulled to the cracked screen and shell and keyboard. Now, I just dropped that key. We'll see if that's the case, if everything has been full on it. If so, if it has that cracked keyboard and everything else that it's been saying, the reason why this key's not going through is it's been damaged a little bit, actually, that key. Still, it's not turning on. No signs of life. And either port, it doesn't even light up on the side, tell you it's charging. Which I don't see that it has a light. So let's open this up and see what's going on. And let's see if it has all those components pulled or not. If it has something that I can use, I might pull it. Especially if this has a cracked screen, we might not actually do much with this one at all. But we'll have to take a look and see what all it has inside of it. So let's get all these screws loose. Okay, that should be loose. Let's go ahead and try opening it up. There we go. The RAM has been pulled. It's also missing a lot of components. It's missing, um, there's a CMOS battery, missing the SSD, missing Wi-Fi chip. I think this one is not going to be worth fixing. It just has too much gone. What I'm going to do, and I'll show you actually what I do when we reach the stage when there's just nothing really left. We're going to take every screw out, take the fan out, this part here. That's usually the only thing I save. I do have actually a Wi-Fi card thinking about it. But if it's a cracked screen, I don't know if I want to put a screen in. Let me see what I got. It's also, I'm noticing that I don't see a battery. Um, Should be like the first thing you would see, I would think. I think it'd be down here along the bottom. So, since it also doesn't have a battery, which is why we probably didn't see signs of life when we plugged it in, tried to turn anything on. It even says BAT1 right here. I'm not going to waste parts putting it in, getting a battery. I mean, basically, you'd be rebuilding this whole laptop. Um, could I do it? Yes. Do I really want to do it? Not really. I mean, you would have if it probably has a cracked screen, just like it says. It would need a new battery. Um, we check the configuration of this. Okay, we need RAM. It would need an SSD, Wi-Fi chip. That's 6 parts right there that I've named that you would have to put in. So we're actually just going to break this all down. What I do is I pull every um, screw out, pull the fan, pull the cooling, and that's probably all I'll pull on this. So there's not much left to pull. Like I said, could I do this? Could I rebuild it? Yeah, we could. Um, but it's just not worth. Um, since it's a recycled PC, came to me for free. It's not going to be worth the time that we'd be putting into it. And I would have to think about all those parts that we would have to get, um, price point on all those. You might be able to turn around and resell this, um, but if you're putting all those parts in, it might just be cheaper to get something else. Or if you did sell it, your profit margin on it is not going to be a whole lot. The reason I take all these screws out is, um, as you've seen for some other projects, screws have been missing. And while I do have um, that assortment 88 piece set, which I think I've only used one screw out of it, I've been able to use um, other screws out of devices that I've torn down and pulled apart. So I'm just going along every screw and put it up in here. That way I can use it for something else maybe. This might only, I said a mega video with 4. I think we'll probably just end with 3. And since I have 11, that would be a nice. Get us back on an even number track. All right. Let me change tips because that one is not wanting to come out. We'll find a Phillips tip that's eventually going to fit in there, hopefully. Get that screw out. Maybe. Maybe not. It's really been stripped really bad. We got like one more Phillips I can try. No. Okay. Let me see if I can get in there with maybe a flathead to grab onto one of the sides. If not, that screw is just going to stay in there. Nope, that's not going in. Okay. Well, let's take a look. See if we grabbed all the screws that I can see. So I see one more here. I see another one that was sitting in this fan hole. Should be able to lift this up. There's another one here. So I still got quite a few. Let's go ahead and get those out. Okay. Some more out. Seeing one more up here. I see another one. I keep finding more and more of them, which is, I mean, not a bad thing. We can always use more screws. Okay. So let's see if I can pull this fan out now. Don't believe anything should be holding on to it anymore. Take that back. There's still one more screw hole in it. Get that out. So now, take that fan out. Drop the screw. It's all right. And what we're gonna do is just pull this. It's connected to like a little um, port here, kind of. Go ahead and just pull that out. And we'll set that aside. So we got a fan. Next, I try to pull this all out. It should be all loosened up. I felt it bending. There we go. It is still bending because still another screw in it. And pull that out. That aside. And then this plastic, since it has that screw on it, we're just going to try to lift this out as best as possible. Make sure there is one more screw holding that piece of plastic up here and right here. That also is not coming out very well. There we go. Let me see if I can possibly. No. So all the screws on this plastic should be completely done, except that one that's super stripped out. What I'm going to have to do is try to wiggle this around to where I'm going to try to get this motherboard out with that plastic still being in place. So I'm going to try to my best to get this out, which it looks like we were able to get that actually pushed out. Pull everything out here. Throw that plastic away. Then what I do is I disconnect these ribbon cables here. I'm not going to need them. Disconnect that. Connect this one as well. Then everything should be unscrewed. Nothing should be holding it down. There is another screw right here. That was holding it down. Yep. That's my CMOS battery also was holding that down, but we got that undone. And then anything else should be able to pop this out. There we go. And then what I do, once we get to this stage, I'm not going to need all these connectors. I'm going to pull all that off and disconnect the screen. Get this completely out. So this I will scrap. And then I'll also probably scrap this little guy right here and this little guy. As its rest is plastic, that just gets thrown away. So that is what I do whenever I completely break one down. Only had to do that, I think, twice. Because it just wasn't worth to repair what I had. So set that aside. So that is our, what I'm going to call a super video of 3 laptops instead of 4, like I was saying at the beginning. I don't want to make this super duper long. I also need a charger to charge the other 3 that I have pulled out. Maybe we'll do 3 next time. Maybe we'll just go back to that 2, because right now we have those. I believe it's going to be 10 now. 10 left, unless I was counting 11 in the storage behind me. In that case, we will have 14. So we either have 14 or 11 laptops to go through. Once we're through all those, like I've been saying, we'll see what parts we need. Slowly start fixing the ones that are missing parts over time, and then take a look at some other devices I have laying around. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for joining. See you next time.